Something's fishy.
Hey guys, I'm Shark Zone, and in today's video, I'll be talking about how to escape and climb out of iron, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum elo. I will be going in depth on the common mistakes I have seen in each rank and how you can personally change to climb out of it. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button because it pushes my videos out to the YouTube's algorithm. I spent a bit of time researching, recording, and editing this video, trying to find out what the differences are between ranks, and also trying to get a personal feel of the rank by playing in each elo. Feel free to give me your feedback in the comment section below and let everyone know something that I didn't include. So let's get straight into this video by talking about iron and the experiences you will have trying to climb through it. This rank is so questionable because that's actually not what you think when you think of how many trolls are in their game. When I first heard iron was being introduced under bronze, my first thought was that literally only trolls can be in this rank and people that don't want to win. Sure, like in all ranks, there are actually those type of players, but that's around 10% of the community in iron. Most of the players you see in iron are actually just clueless people that are lost on where to even begin in the game. Iron literally, in my opinion, is the definition of what the f. You will see people normally take things like heal and ignite and other random summoner spells. People in this rating love to take electrocute on all champs no matter what and just guess instead of research. I've noticed that the winning competitive attitude is extremely low and most of them play ranked as if it was just a casual game. They have absolutely no clue what to do in lane, whether to play aggressive or passive, and just general things not to an advanced level every competitive player should know. Most players that just start off playing the game will land themselves in bronze 3 naturally, but iron players are on another level of confusion. Junglers will be in random areas on the map and clear inefficiently. You will see absolutely stupid fights that should never happen when it's obvious one person will win. It actually looks like they are trolling with the moves they make, but it's just general confusion of the game. In iron, you will quite literally see the lowest CS counts in the game, and most of the time, the jungler will double to triple the laner CS. Junglers will randomly tower dive players not knowing how much damage they are capable of doing, and you will see things like people using their heal summoner spell as a sustain in lane. People will flash ignite their opponents as a trade and generally don't know anything about hitting or dodging skill shots. I'm not trying to be rude at all, but this is literally what I've seen from iron players and they have the highest DC rates in the game. The chat is the most questionable thing in the world and all it's used for is childish phrases in all chat. You will see things like people randomly talking about their day in life or dumb insults after them getting a kill. They will say things like your mom. No pings are ever used in iron and no objectives are taken. Games will last so long just because of the fact that no one knows how to actually close them out. Now let's talk about how to escape and climb out of iron. To get out of iron, it just takes a little bit of a basic understanding of the game and a bit of knowledge about power spikes. Just go to any website like op.gg or u.gg to get proper summoner spells and builds. Also, max your skill order correctly because some people actually don't know what to max in general. Iron players cannot play difficult champs and just need to stick to one easy to medium difficulty champ to climb faster. Too many times have I seen players struggle on champions like Nasus and not know that there's a stacking mechanic, so they should never touch a champion like Lee Sin or Yasuo. Of course, they never blame themselves for their mistakes and need to take full responsibility, and I honestly and personally believe that any player in high plat or above can escape iron with a 100% win rate because 1v5ing is an option every game. Players don't know how to build defense if one person on the enemy team is fed, which makes it really easy for smurfs to 1v5 on assassins. Once you have a basic understanding of standard items and runes, then you need to learn the fundamentals like farming minions and simple power spikes like when your ultimate is up. I'm telling you, that's all you need to know to get out of iron. Okay, now let's talk about bronze. From my experience in bronze, the player again aren't as bad as you think. They can farm to an okay level and trade somewhat properly. Some channels make videos like taking bronze players to diamond games and they actually don't do half bad. Macro out of everything is really lacking because they have no idea when and where to prepare for ganks or how to ward and when they gain a lead, how to spread it elsewhere. Top laners, in many situations, regardless if their team is grouped, will still split push top or bot, never looking at their map and what's going on. When their team gets aced because they weren't there for the fight, as long as their KDA is even a little bit positive, they will start flaming and say it's all their team's fault. Bronze players honestly just suck at being team players and helping each other out to win. Overall, their laning phase isn't half bad because in lower elos it tends to be the only thing that's important, but everything else could use some work. Runes, summoner spells, and item builds are somewhat lacking in some cases with players, but it's not as big of a deal as it was in Iron. Players are very arrogant in this elo and actually believe they belong in a way higher rank like Diamond, and 9 times out of 10 they don't. KDA is the only thing that matters to them, and if they do slightly well, it's not their fault but their team's. To escape Iron, you need to straighten up on your attitude and stop flaming or blaming teammates for losses. Try your best to properly group and teamfight with your team because that's where the victories lie in this rank. Most of the time past the 20-minute mark, both teams will be mid and one person will get caught, causing the other team that got the pick to win. Try to win your laning phase all the time because it happens more in bronze, where the player that loses their laning phase leaves or rage quits. Games tend to go long in bronze if everyone tries, but a factor to winning is tilt in this rank, and if you tilt someone so badly, they will most likely rage quit or leave the game. Now let's talk about silver, the most interesting rank in my opinion. Lower silver and higher silver are two different games because of what the players are capable of doing. On one hand, players in low elo don't know much about rotating and going for aggressive trades when their abilities are up, but high silver players can do that really well, and what holds them back from climbing 9 times out of 10 is their mid-game shot calling and what they are capable of doing. Just in general, silver players, their main problem when it comes to their laning phase is either they play way too passive or way too aggressive. First, let's talk about low silver. In low silver, I honestly believe to get to higher silver, just straighten up in the laning phase and learn how to trade better. Silver players tend to main 3 or more champions, which makes it so that they can never truly master one champ and learn all of their power spikes. If you are able to gain a lead from your lane and snowball it into a simple drag or roam to another lane, then that will get you straight to silver 2 or 1. Laning phase has to do a lot with lower silver, but in higher silver I want to go more in depth because this is where I was hard stuck the longest when playing League of Legends. So higher silver players are actually capable of competing with plat or diamond players, at least when it comes to the laning phase. Their CS counts are solid and they generally know what to do on their champ. I've noticed that regardless if you win or lose your laning phase, the game will go on for quite a while just because of the fact that mid game is a whole wreck. Winning your laning phase of course helps a lot, but for the most part it comes down to the mid game whether you win or lose. People in higher silver will do things like take drag or rift herald, but absolutely no one knows what to do past the 20-minute mark. Most teams will go 5v5 mid lane and no one will engage a fight because they are too scared and passive. The thing is, the losing team will just tunnel under their tower and the other team will just try to take tower regardless if the enemy is there or not. Lots of the time what happens is the enemy team that's ahead gets impatient and greedy, then tower dives the team and ends up losing. Lots of wave clear happens mid game and no one knows whether to split push or to take Baron. Split pushing may actually result in the other team engaging a 4v5 fight just because of the fact that in silver, teams don't know how to back off when their whole team isn't there. Baron attempts in this rank are the sloppiest thing in the world because it usually ends up with teams running back and forward and never taking it. To get out of higher silver, you absolutely need to learn how to shot call because 4 times out of 5, no one will know how to on your team. You need to know how to go for picks no matter what champ you play because that is actually the winning factor in the mid game. Wards are essential to escaping silver just because of the fact that they lead to picks or sneaking objectives. Buy control wards and place them on dragon or baron because when you are trying to take them, the enemy can't ward them at all. Now let's talk about gold. Gold. My favorite rank to smurf in because the community and players are perfect. They will listen to your calls when you are ahead and they are the most friendliest players you could play with in League of Legends. Of course, it's still League of Legends and players are still toxic, but this is the least amount of flaming and trolling you get. Simply in gold, you will find players that main 1 or 2 champs and know the basics about the game. At this point when you are gold, you are upper 50% of your region and can call yourself good. Almost no mistakes will happen with people's item builds, runes and so on, and nothing will be exceptionally lacking like macro or micro. The thing is, gold players aren't really bad at things, but they aren't exceptionally good. Most of the time you will see gold players play way too passive and never want to fall behind because of their mistakes. You have to learn from your mistakes and truly play as aggressive as possible to learn your champ you play. Aggression level is the key difference between plat and gold players. It really comes down to gold players being too scared to make a move. I honestly have faith in you players because whatever you think in your mind is probably the correct move. There's way too much self-doubt in the players in this rank, and that is what truly holds them back from climbing. The reason why you see some players with 1,000 or more games in gold is because they never played aggressive enough to learn from their mistakes. Now let's talk about plat and everything you need to know about it. Plat, hands down, is the rank where everyone has the mindset that they are secret challenger players and are hard stuck because of their team. Plat players have some rights to talk because they are top 9% of the region and are considered high elo. You will see a lot of hardcore flaming, and there is no more trolling at this point, but people just leaving the game. Tilting players isn't a good enough strategy to get yourself out of plat because players have learned the game to a great level. It sure does help, but won't get you out if you just rely on camping one lane and hoping they rage quit. Everyone here will put pressure on you when your abilities are down in lane, and junglers will camp you if you burn your flash. Overall, this is where team comps will start to matter, and counter picks are difficult for you to win even if you're a one trick. To get out of this rank, you need to make a strong presence on the map and roam a ton throughout the game. Just because you win lane doesn't actually mean you win game whatsoever in this rank, because it becomes more of a team oriented game. When you are able to spread your lead bot, for example, 9 times out of 10 the team that has more lanes winning will win the game because they close it out pretty quickly and teammates listen to each other. Everyone knows how to close games out when they get a lead, and the early game starts to matter more. Games end earlier in golden lore, and things snowball out of control as soon as 2 lanes start winning. Playing around your jungler is really important because they are the ones that initiate fights to gank or to take objectives. Getting to diamond is extremely difficult, but with enough practice on how to snowball your lead to victory, you will make it there soon. When you make it to diamond, you are close to top 3% of your region. Anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please smash that like button because it really helped me out a lot. Comment what you want to see next and subscribe to more like this in the future. If you haven't, make sure to follow me on twitch.tv where you can watch some of these videos live. I'm Shark Zone here with another video, and I'm out. Peace.